Central Illinois on the record.
All right, welcome back. Joining the panel this week, Dr. Sharon DeMoulin-Karat from District 150 and Bradley University Student Body President Sarah Handler. Thank you both for being on the program.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, last week, First Lady Michelle Obama was on the new Late Show with Stephen Colbert, and they were talking about a new presidential initiative called 62 Million Girls, educating girls in the United States and all around the world. And it got me thinking about how important that is, not just in third world countries where education is almost impossible in some parts to come by, but right here in our own backyard, something that both of you are on the front lines about. And I want to start with you, Dr. Karat, talking about just the importance of engaging not just all students, but particularly girls, and knowing that there is a future for them, and you are somebody who can stand up as I'm here now. Look how I got here.
It is very, very important, and this year, for example, we're focusing on providing even more options, not only for girls but for all students, as it relates to the traditional academic route. As it relates to IB programming, for example, and enriched classes, AP classes, but also an opportunity to focus on career pathways and specifically identifying their niche and focusing on things that they really enjoy and would like to pursue.
And Sarah, you are in a unique position because you're in a position
Right.
of leadership and you're in a STEM field, two things that girls are often encouraged to be a part of. Talk about how you got to where you are and maybe some of the challenges you faced on the way there.
Sure. So growing up, I actually was never really encouraged to pursue a STEM field. It wasn't until later in high school, once I visited Bradley, that I realized I can do this. Despite good math grades, good science grades, it was never something I was encouraged to pursue because my personality didn't fit that of an engineer. I think one of the biggest things that I try to do is show girls that there is not one engineering personality. If you're a girl and you like math and science, you can be an engineer. And once we start to dispel that stereotype, I think we'll see many more girls in the discipline.
That seems very convincing. And Dr. Karat, you were nodding the entire time. It's like you knew exactly what Sarah was talking about.
Yeah, it's true. And actually, before being in that position and being a principal at Manual and Whittier and Roosevelt, I ran a math and science. Actually, it was called TSTM, Tomorrow's Scientists, Technicians, and Managers program, funded by Caterpillar. And we saw a lot of girls go through and pursued careers, STEM careers, and the things that really I think made the program really successful. There were a lot of mentoring opportunities, visits. They were able to also hear from individuals who were successful in these various occupations and fields, and that was very, very successful. So we have to continue to provide that exposure to broaden their horizons and say, hey, it's possible, you can do it, I've done it, and it really works, but it has to be intentional, it has to be deliberate, and just having faith and confidence in them. So I'm proud of Sarah.
When it comes to the students that you oversee, obviously there's only so much you can do because the teachers are with them for a certain portion of the day, you see them on and off, you have obviously a lot of students in District 150, but how do you make sure that, I guess, there's a connection between what's happening in school and what's happening at home so that students there have the support they need to, kind of cross that line and know there's a future?
Yeah, so we have a variety of initiatives through our district. Parent University, I'm sure you've heard of that. And just reaching out more to parents. We have lots of discussions in terms of building relationships with families, providing tips as it relates to a better collaboration, a stronger collaboration. We have ongoing conversations as it relates to working together as partners, that we're all on the same page. Parents do want their kids to be successful, and so do we. And just continuing to be welcoming, be open, listen, be more collaborative, co-construct together. And so we're heading in that direction.
Did you have a group? I mean, you said you didn't have necessarily the push from the outside, but did you have like a group of friends, or how did you know that I just have to do this, and how did you keep positive about getting to where you are?
Sure. So when I visited Bradley, it was actually an industrial engineering student who first told me about the discipline at all and then convinced me to study it. I was going to be a political science major. I had no desire to go into engineering, and then I talked to this woman who was also very outgoing, very passionate about her field, and showed me that I could do this, and it was a role model in many ways. And I think that's what it really comes down to. You cannot downplay the importance of having role models. If young girls don't see someone who's older and being successful in STEM fields or in higher education in general, they aren't going to think that they can be there either. So making sure that there are role models for these girls, whether it's friends that are older, whether it's teachers, whether it's their parents, is really important.
And it's something that you are doing in your capacity, not just as a STEM student and as a student leader, but outside of Bradley as well, right?
Absolutely. I volunteer with Girls on the Run at a local Peoria school, and making sure that girls in my position are going out and showing younger girls, hey, this is something I'm doing, this is how I'm succeeding, and you can too, is so important. You definitely have to go back and be that person that you needed when you were younger.
Piggyback on that at all? It seems like really good advice for somebody who has a young girl at home.
Yes, and Bradley University actually, they've actually adopted one of our schools, Sterling Middle School, particularly the athletic department, and once actually on a quarterly basis, they come in and they're role models. They have conversation with kids about college and their goals and aspirations, and so those things are very, very important. Just getting in front of our kids and sharing with them and providing the possibilities. So thanks to Bradley for continuing to work with us during, it's called College Days. Once a month, the district focus has a huge emphasis on college, and we wear shirts, and I see a lot of Bradley shirts around at District 150. So yeah.
Well, it seems like both of you are doing something right in terms of where both of you are today, and seem like both to be great role models, not just for the students, for you when it comes to District 150, but you at Bradley and in the community. So thank you both for coming on the program and having this conversation with me. I really appreciate it. From District 150, Superintendent Dr. Sharon Desmoulins-Carrat and the Bradley University Student Body President Sarah Handler. Still ahead, he leaked thousands of federal documents, and now he's gone social, what Edward Snowden did after joining Twitter. And shutdown averted for now. A look at the next deadline for federal lawmakers to reach a budget deal.